I'd like to mention a device that I had helped fabricate, and I worked with a designer, and also he was an engineer. It was he built all the jigs and the fixtures and the tooling, and he set up like the plating and the heat treating and the plating, and the packaging. Actually, we did the packaging. We also did the fabric. We did the wire bending, and then the brazing of brass with oxyacetylene welding equipment. And then each ring was a coil that was a straight piece of welding rod wrapped around a cylinder, a mandrel with a hand crank on it, and then that would roll the rod of steel. It would roll it into a spring. So then we would take a pair of bolt cutters and then cut the spring in half on one side. So it'd be, the wire was cut right down the center of the spring, and then the springs would separate as individual rings. So we'd take those rings that were sized around that roll and then braze them together and then make this on a fixture. So when the fixture held the pieces of individual wire, they would hold them in place, and then we could take the oxyacetylene gas torch and melt brass with flux into the gaps between the steel. And then we had a drill press that had a jig that was for centering the drill bit through the wire ring. So the fixture held the wire ring steady under the drill press and allowed the drill bit to drill centered through the ring, the diameter of the ring. So then we take once they were welded together, we would wash the flux off the material, in hot water. We wire brush it off, and then we take that to a company that did plating, metal plating, and they plated it for us with chrome. And then I worked with another guy that was a distributor that had all these small gift stores all over the country. He had business connections with all of these little stores, and so they would sell the orbiter in the store. We had a little box with really like lightweight paper, like rice paper, and we'd wrap it up in the white paper, and then we'd stick it inside of a box. It had instructions, and it had a picture of this on the outside. And then the guy that was the distributor, he made 20% or something. He made a lot off of it. And the guy that was the owner, he was the inventor, Fred Misner, and the name of the company was called misner+metalcraft. And then he finally just quit the business and then started a furniture cabinet making company, because he really wanted to get away from steel and get into woodworking. So he just took that up. There was more lucrative, more money to be made to help make cabinetry for people. But I liked working there. It was fun. I did a lot of welding and did work the drill press and did braze the metal through and assembled these together, and then worked in shipping and shipped them out. And handled the business in the shop. I refilled the acetylene oxygen tanks, or did errands. There was a little shop inside of the mall at Fox Hills Mall called Craftworks, and if you were an artist or craftsperson, you could take your wares there and sell them. They would rent that little spot in the store to you, and you'd put in your booth. You'd restock your own items, and all they did at the store was just sell them there. You know, it was just a point of sale place for the artist or the craftsperson. It was called a little store called Craftworks, and you can get these to go in opposite directions if you're careful. So it was, you know, it balances on that little pin. There's a little tiny double-sided pin, and the top rings balance on the middle rings, and then that arch piece in the center that just supports the pin. There's a dimple that's drilled into the top of the rod that supports the point on the pin is resting in the center of the dimple. And you put graphite or oil in there, and it makes it spin better. Or Teflon spray too, that's good to use. Yeah, the name of the company was called misner+metalcraft. And Fred Meisner was the owner, and he ran the engineer there. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Namaste.